3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, welcome here to my channel in general. Welcome to the last video of 2019, the last video of the year. I failed my 12 days of Vlogmas challenge that I challenged myself to do. I think this is video number 7. I have 3 videos filmed, but I just didn't have time to edit them. So sorry, but I think this video will make up for all of them, because we have an announcement. So since July, we have not been living together as boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh, I'm so nervous. Why am I nervous?
So since July, we've been living as husband and wife, not boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah, in July we got legally married, and our closest family and friends know. They knew before, like they knew we were planning to get legally married. We let the most important people in our lives know first. So like in my heart, it kind of feels like we eloped, even though we technically didn't, because we had the full support of our family and friends. Even though our moms were like distraught at first, because it wasn't very organic, and I struggled with that in the beginning too, because
You thought like that?
yeah, I feel like I really wanted like an organic kind of wedding process, and what I mean by organic is like he surprise proposes and then I'm excited and then we start the wedding planning process, and that's not how our lives have gone. And I struggled with that in the beginning, but now I'm like, you know what, our lives are not normal to begin with, whatever. I'm totally okay with how things went. We are so happy. So we've been married for 5 months now. Multiple times a day we say we're married in different scenarios. Like if I spill something during dinner and Andy laughs at me, I'll say we're married. Okay, to start from the beginning, we, as I'm sure most of you guys know at this point, we met in 2016 while I was studying abroad here, and then we did long distance for 2 years, and then the plan was basically always that when I graduated university, I was moving back to Korea to be with you. Like, career came second, being with you was my top priority. So the plan was always get a teaching job. Well, it wasn't get a teaching job first. I did try to get a non-teaching job first, and then it was taking too long and I was like, I can't do it. I just want to be with him, so I got a teaching job. But the plan was always to only be a teacher for 1 year. And at the time, the professional work visa just required, I mean, there's 3 or 4 different ways to get the professional work visa, but the method I was going for required 1 year of relevant work experience in your home country. And Andy called an immigration lawyer before I left last year to say like, because I was working as a social media manager for a year, so he called the immigration lawyer to see if that work experience would count towards the professional visa in the future, and he said yes. So we had it in our heads that I would teach for a year and then find an advertising job in Seoul. And then it came to like a month or so before my teaching contract ended, and I was like, this is it, this is the time for me to start interviewing and find that other advertising job. I loved teaching the kids themselves, but I just felt like I was betraying my real career ambitions and desires by staying as a teacher. So I was very excited to get back into the advertising world, and I was interviewing and I was basically offered a job, but they went to their lawyer to just try to figure out how they could sponsor my visa, and the visa laws had changed, and that year of required work experience in your home country used to be like at any point, but it was changed to just strictly after graduating. And I graduated and came to Korea, so my year of work experience while I was a student no longer counted towards the visa. So there was a lot of stress during that time between you and it was like 80% you, 20% my manager at my teaching job. You guys did so much research, and I tried to do research too, but it was harder for me as a foreigner. You called the immigration office with so many questions, like you really tried to figure things out for me. But long story short, because there was so much back and forth between visa options and the immigration and whatever, it basically came down to like, I cannot get a visa here that's not like the seeking work visa, the tourist visa, or the teaching visa. Like I cannot be in Korea in an advertising job with the professional work visa. So it was either like, keep teaching, go back to the US and be long distance again. And that just wasn't really an option. I would any day rather teach than be long distance again. And then you brought up like, well, I'm gonna propose maybe next year anyway. We should just get married. And I really struggled with that at first because it wasn't organic and it just felt like, not forced, because I've known for a while like I want to be with you, and I've known for a while we would get married someday. So it didn't feel forced, it just felt like inorganic. I mean, that's just the best word I can think of for it.
Or like someone think you use me or I use you. Like
Yeah.
that, like I just...
My mom said that first, actually. She was like, I'm worried people are gonna think you're getting married for a visa. And if any of you watching are thinking like, oh, they just got married for a visa. No, we got married because we love each other and we have an extremely healthy relationship and we think long-term together and we think about our kids and the future house we want and we have great communication, and we got married because we're meant to be. But we got married when we did for the visa. Because it felt like, what, my two options were like, okay, keep teaching and wait until next year for an organic proposal, or just start our lives now, you know? Because after getting married, I could be on the F6 marriage visa, and I can have any job I want that's legal. So I can start my career, we can apply for a newlywed loan for like a bigger apartment, and it just felt like life could start now, or I could teach for another year and life can start next year. Why not just let life start now?
It's not simple. You make a decision like, okay, we're gonna marry.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Even though our marriage is going to be more like simple and good, or like easy.
Because ultimately it feels like nothing really changed.
Yeah.
Like we were already living together.
There's no change except the document.
Yeah, like I don't understand when people get married and their family's like, do you feel any different? Because like, no,
Yeah.
I don't.
Especially we live together.
Yeah, I think that's why. So yeah, we got married legally in July, and the reason why, I mean, I have actually really enjoyed it being not like a secret, but just kind of kept privately between us and our close family and friends. I've really enjoyed it. But the reason why we're going public with it now is because I am between two wedding dresses and we've already picked our wedding venue. I want to start sharing stuff with you guys. We're actively starting to plan a wedding for next October. Several friends and family from the US have already told me they're coming, including my 70-something-year-old grandparents who are just insanely healthy and strong. They have so much vitality for two 70-year-old white people, and they're coming to Korea. It's their first time in Asia. They've been all over Europe. Their first time in Asia. It's gonna be such a fun time next October. And like none of my friends have been to Asia before and they're all coming. Not all, like my 3 closest friends from back home are coming. So it's really freaking exciting. So I'm gonna start sharing it with you guys. The next video is actually gonna be a vlog of when we toured the wedding venue that we chose. So like we're getting started now. When I'm looking for studio wedding dresses in March, February, I think. Yeah, like things are moving and I wanted to share it with you guys because it's freaking exciting. We're already married, but we're having a wedding, our first wedding, because later we'll have another wedding in the US. So. Yeah. I actually did take a little bit of video footage the day we went to get legally married, so I will include that now, and I'll see you guys in a couple minutes when that's over. So I will whisk you back to July now, to the day we got legally married. Hey guys, so I'm editing right now and I realize I look super dorky because my hair's in a braid and I'm not wearing makeup, but that's what I look like on Sundays. I realized during editing that I forgot to include something that I did want to say, and that is obviously we kept the marriage like a secret publicly on social media for 5 months, and part of that is that Andy and I just enjoyed it being that way. Like, we just really enjoyed it being something that only our closest family and friends knew about. But the other part is also that I was kind of waiting to make a video until he proposed, because my parents didn't have a proposal. My mom tells this story, they were just like on their couch, and my dad was like, hey, do you want to get married? My mom was like, yeah. And like, that was it. And my mom always told me since I was a little girl, like, you better get your proposal moment. Like, don't you ever let like your future husband get away with not proposing to you, because my biggest regret in life is not getting a proposal. So I've had it in my head since I was a little girl that I need a proposal moment. So I told Andy, like, listen, we're getting legally married, but I still need a proposal. When you go and pick out a ring by yourself secretly, privately, you are going to plan a secret way to show it to me and be like, hey, let's get married, even though we're already married. And I'm gonna act surprised and say yes, because I want that moment. And I thought it would happen sometime between July and the end of the year, but it obviously didn't, or there would be a proposal video. We had a very adult conversation, as we are adults, about the fact that, like, the ring is really not the priority right now. Like, planning a great wedding for our family and friends is not even the biggest priority. At least in Andy's brain, the honeymoon is the biggest priority, but ultimately the honeymoon and the wedding itself are the biggest priorities. And the ring is really just a symbol of what a marriage is anyway, right? So like, I am getting a ring someday and I am getting my proposal, but that's like third on the list. Like, the wedding and the honeymoon come first and then the ring. So I don't know if I'm gonna be getting a ring before the wedding at all. I hope so, because I do want a ring and I want that proposal, but I just don't know when that's gonna happen, because planning for and paying for the wedding and honeymoon are bigger priorities right now. So I didn't want to wait until he proposed, because that might not be until like a month before the wedding, or even like after the wedding maybe. I have no idea, because I want him to keep it a secret, but I didn't want to wait until then anymore, because as I said, things are moving, like things are starting to happen. So that's why like it took until now, and I'm kind of like glad that it did, because I did enjoy having it like be private. But yep, I'm gonna take you guys back to July now, where we actually got married. So see you back in July, and then see you back sitting over there with Andy. Okay, it is July 22nd, 2019. We are about to go get legally married. I'm really happy and I'm about to cry. We just video called with my parents and grandparents, and now we're gonna go meet Andy's family and my friend Sarah at the courthouse, but in Korea they're called community centers. Yeah, I'm wearing a super sweet little dress, and Andy's in his suit. And later we'll have a photo shoot, but for today it's just about us signing those papers. Yes. I'm gonna cry now. I'm so happy. Alright. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get married! I am also wearing gold earrings from my grandfather's mother, so my great-grandmother. My grandma mailed these to me, mailed me some fairly heirlooms to Korea. So, something old, something new, I guess. Welcome back, everyone. Wow, wasn't that sweet and emotional? I was almost crying in that video, I think, if I remember correctly. It was a happy little day. And then it's quite funny. We both just took the morning off of work, and none of our work colleagues knew what we were doing. They just knew we took the morning off on like some random Monday. So we went in, we got legally married, and then we went to work and didn't tell anyone what we did that morning. If you are watching this Sunday, the night it's posted, tomorrow, December 30th, is Mr. Andy's birthday. So we are going now during the weekend to I guess it's like the figure museum in Gangnam. Andy's really into toys and figures, and I think they have like life-sized Iron Man costumes and things like that. So we're gonna leave now, head over to Gangnam, and look at some figures and toys for your birthday. And yeah, I'll see you guys in 2020 with our wedding venue vlog.
Anyhow, we need to go that wedding venue again. And we made contract.
Yeah.
So we can try their food.
That's really important to me.
And negotiate the details about.
Yeah, because Korean weddings don't really have a reception like Western weddings. And no, not like American weddings.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. You have a half-hour ceremony and then a dinner and then everyone goes home.
Okay.
I get heated about this. I need at least 10 minutes of a reception to dance with the men in my family.
I support that.
Yeah, we need to visit the venue again and plan more details, but that's coming in 2020. So thank you guys so much for being with us this year, 2019. We will see you next year, and the next time you see us, we are an openly married couple. We have been a secretly married couple for 5 months. Yep, that's it. We're going to Gangnam now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and Happy New Year. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Whatever we do, we will be alright. These holidays